With the first pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero from Duke University.
Ryan Little.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy ShadyMikeGaming, and welcome to another NBA 2K22 Jump Shot Fix. Today, guys, we've got Paolo Banchero, Duke superstar, Magic new superstar, #1 pick in the draft. Super excited to bring this one to you guys. We are back on the PC because we've got a cyberface for him, of course. First and foremost, guys, before we get into the video and the sig shot, if you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe as well with your notifications turned on. That way you don't miss as we're going through the league and knocking out all of these rookies. One thing I wanted to say, I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I am going to be uploading the player DNA on the PS5 because on PC we've got the cyberface. On PS5 we didn't. I created a Paolo Banchero, tried to make it as accurate as possible with tattoos and all that good stuff. So I will make sure that's linked in the description. Now, one thing when we get into Paolo, he was a little bit difficult to make. I'm not going to lie, because I struggle a little bit a lot of times with rookies. Like, it's like, hey, they're shooting one way in high school, one way at Duke, another way in some leagues. It was all different, and I just tried to do the best I could with the footage that was provided for us. There's not a lot of great footage on Paolo, but we still got a really, really fire shot I think you guys are really gonna like. So let's go ahead and get right into Paolo Banchero. All right, guys, when you take a look, the first thing we're going to take a look at is Paolo Banchero's base. Realistically, I noticed two details in his base. One from when he was playing at Duke and another just from his workouts. The first detail that we want to look at from Paolo is his stance, or rather the amount of space between his legs. A whole bunch of space between his legs when he shoots. He shoots with a very wide base, and he kind of just swings his legs forward. One thing you'll also notice as well, I noticed from some of his workout footage as well, is he shoots kind of offset, looking to the left. There's a couple bases I like for Paolo. We're going to take a look at them all in the menu, but this is going to be the main base that I stick with because this was the one I had the most footage for. Now, when we move to Paolo's release, this was actually, believe it or not, for once, the easiest part of the jump shot. We're only looking for a few details. Number one, when Paolo goes to shoot, his shooting arm straightens out. It's extremely straight. He shoots the ball directly over his right eye. When you look at it from the side, it's pretty much a 90-degree angle from that shooting arm. And I apologize, the cameras fight me a little bit, but it's pretty much a 90-degree angle. Sometimes it's a little bit higher, but for the most part, we're looking for that 90-degree angle. One thing you'll notice is his off elbow as well, like, sticks out. It's always very high. So that's one little detail that we're going to look for from Paolo in, for the off arm. And when he shoots, you're going to notice, and this was mostly what I was looking at from stills, because he was shooting one way in high school, but then he was shooting a different way in summer league. So I really went with the stills for this one, but you will notice that when he does shoot, that offhand is ever so slightly going to flatten out. So it was very easy to capture, not a super complicated release from Paolo, but it looks really good, and he had a great shooting touch in summer league. All right, guys, so we are here in the main menu. We're taking a look at Paolo Banchero's default jump shot. This is the standard one that I'm going to use. Now, we do have some alternate bases I wanted to share with you all just in case you like them. Remember, in order to get some of these bases, you got to drop the height down just a little bit, so let's drop them down really quick. I really like base 82. I think that's one of the best ones. If you scroll down, I really think base 47, again, when we're talking about those wide legs, was the most accurate one. The only thing I didn't like about base 47, which kind of killed it for me, is as you can see, it kind of makes him hold that follow through. I just don't love that for Paolo, so I didn't go with it, but I know a lot of you will like it. As you move over, the Dan Rue base is very good for him as well. I think this is the widest base in the game. It fits perfectly with the release, but this is a little bit more of a wider stance. And the very last one, which was a little bit hard to justify, but I thought this looked good for some of his workout footage in terms of angling his body to the left, is base 107. So I thought that was a really good alternative if you don't like the base 82. So we're gonna go ahead and bring his height back up, and let's go ahead and go through the rest of his shot. For the free throw, guys, really easy. We go with Anthony Davis. He holds that two-handed follow through. It looked very good for him. When we move over to the pull-up, Pro 3 was a no-brainer because of that leg kick that he has in his pull-up. As we move over to the spin jumper, we did notice him do a few spin jumpers. I think I had two, but the number one thing we wanted to notice was he was very grounded, and you're going to see that in a lot of his game. Small little leg kick, very grounded, but it still looks exactly like what we've seen from Paolo. For the step back, I went with basic 2 for his step back going to the left. It's textbook. He's going to plant, he's going to step it back, and he's going to have a little bit of sway in those legs when going to the left. As we move to the layup package, guys, I went with default swing, excuse me. Definitely could make an argument for something like Russell Westbrook or maybe long athletes, but the reason I went with default swing was because we did see him do some just basic, finger rolls and things of that nature. So that's why I went with default swing. Let's go ahead and take a look at his dunks. Now, guys, we're going to go over to the post fade, and for the fade, very athletic fade for Banchero. I went with Harrison Barnes, extremely athletic, and it looks great. The only thing about the Harrison Barnes fade I noticed, it was weird, but on current gen, and current gen only, it looks perfect on PS5, but on current gen, sometimes he wasn't shooting with the right form. It was just, I don't know if it was a glitch, it just looked a little bit weird, but Harrison Barnes is what I went with in terms of matching to what we've seen seen in game. Didn't change his hook, but I did change his hop shot. We have seen him do a couple hop shots, and this normal looked perfect for him. Again, a very grounded game for Banchero. As we move to the dribble styles, and guys, remember this is a creative player, so I had to go through and edit all of these. I went with quick, even for his size, very explosive. For the signature size up, I went with Tim Hardaway for both the size up and the combo. That's what I liked. He's got an extremely tight handle. All of the other stuff, I really just picked what I thought looked really good for him. Not all of it is backed up by footage because it's a little bit difficult to find handle footage. For the triple threat, I did go with normal one. He's got a very aggressive ball fake where he fakes the ball all the way to the other side of his body. So that's why I went with normal one.